Hey world, how are you today? I'm going to rest today quite a lot because I did a 4-hour journey yesterday in the car and it's exhausting. Went to see the grandkids, absolutely wonderful, had a lovely day. Got to catch up though because taking that much time out of my work schedule is, that's telling today. So I'm going to work today really, really hard. I've uploaded a new from the series, the Parisian series, the portraits. They're very beautiful, very colourful, sometimes black and white, but usually covered in rich hues. And they're all faces of women, and I'm really into them in a big way at the moment. But what I am going to do later on today is a portrait. I thought I'll pick a pop star or Marilyn Monroe or something that, Marilyn's a bit... People don't know who Marilyn is anymore, do they? The thing is, if I do a pop star, I can't sell them. I'm not allowed to. But I suppose I could use it as an example. So maybe I've done Lady Gaga before, but perhaps I should do, I don't know, who's in? Beyonce? I'll try Beyonce in a minute, actually. I'm a little bit inspired. And we'll see how that works, because I want to do these for commissions in my new style. And what I'm using are digital inks. Absolutely love my digital inks. I bought a new software and I use them with my DigiPen on my iPad, and they're just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm finally getting to grips with how to, do all these streaks and blurs and splashes and things like that. It's my laundry in the background. I do apologise. It's got to be done. So yes, have a look at that. I'm going to be uploading all of the big paintings to my Saatchi site this morning. Now, after I've finished this broadcast. But also I'm uploading one of the new books read by our in-house AI. So that's very exciting as well. Whoop, whoop. So lots of products today, but no cooking or keep fit, because do you know what? I'm too knackered because I've worked really, really hard this week. I've done so much. And there were so many things this week that didn't work, especially with the filming. It's sort of going backwards and forwards. And then I lost a movie that I'd done, and I got a bit despondent. So I'm sort of readdressing how I can make short form videos with, without hours of filming, basically. So, I'm almost surplus to requirements, even for the cooking. And I was wondering about, I'd mentioned yesterday that I really do need to have, maybe 10 different cookery shows. And each one is, because it's so much based on style and branding. So you'd have all these sort of brands, do you see what I mean? And that's really resonated with me, that idea that actually I don't have to necessarily, sit and slaving over a hot stove for 2 hours filming, and then, 3 days editing for a 3-minute video. I think there are other ways that I can perhaps do it in a more contemporary manner. So I was looking at 3D stuff today with, is it Unreal? I think it's called Unreal. It's a software package. And I was wondering about the possibility of doing things with that. But then I was thinking about my GoPro, which of course records in actual 3D, And I thought, well, perhaps I should just do it in actual 3D. Rather than edit it, people can go in and they can actually move around the kitchen and move around, the what they see with their fingers. That's how you do it. I'm going to research how hard or how difficult it is to watch in 3D. I know that Vimeo do it, but I haven't had much success with it. They weren't getting my 3D footage. But I guess in an ideal world, because I'd be dressed up in my finery with my crows and my bats and what have you, the viewer would then go in and put their finger on their device or their mouse. It works with your mouse as well. And they'd just move their finger around and they'd be able to look all around the kitchen, which of course I've just decorated. So I'm quite keen to embrace this, and you have to prepare a lot because you've got to have everything just perfect. But there's no editing in it. You just upload it, and that's it. And I'm not so happy about being behind a keyboard editing. It's not quite what I aimed for in my life. Do you see what I mean, guys? And I've got this GoPro, and I was looking at the adverts in Times Square, where they do this. It appears to be 3D, and it's not as difficult as you might think it is. But you do need the software, and I just think I don't have time to learn a new software package at this particular moment. Maybe in a year, maybe next year, when when the galleries are all set up and I've finished it, because my target is 365 of these portraits to do. I want to do at least one a day, but I'm already into February practically, so I'm about 3 weeks short, so I do need to do 2 a day for the next few weeks. That's my aim, so that the gallery just looks amazing. And then, of course, to do a 3D gallery so people can go into the gallery. How would I do that? I would probably print them all out, but do them in miniature and create an immersive 3D virtual gallery that actually is a model of a gallery, and take my camera in and record going around, then edit it. Do you see what I mean? And I think that, to create a model of a gallery would be really interesting. And I could certainly look at superimposing and things like that. But what you do need is you need the work up. Well, I worked with a 3D gallery before, Kunstmatrix, and that is 3D virtual. So, I could set up that again when I've got the full gallery with a full collection. Do you see? Or I might do it every month, perhaps a monthly exhibition and a monthly show. That would be quite good, wouldn't it? So, lots to think about today. I'm very, very excited today. But as I say, I'm a bit knackered as well because I always get so exhausted going to visit the grandkids. I really do. So the colouring pens were a big hit. Anyway, so that was cool. Very, really good using those. It does seem very strange now when I draw on tactile things, because I've been doing these digital drawings, and it's taken me, I would say, guys, do you know what? It's taken me 2 years to learn how to use digital pens. It's not something you learn straight away, and I'm a very good drawer. I'm an excellent draftswoman. I'm an excellent copier. And I'm an excellent photorealist artist on using pencils, colouring pencils, watercolours, paints. I was always very good at it, but that was my skill set. And moving on to a digital pad, completely different. You're not going to learn. You're not going to be able to do it. You will not adapt overnight. If you're set in the ways like I am. I'm sure young people now are just, oh yeah, do that, yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it? So I'm quite pleased. I do think I've turned a corner, and I do think now that it's time to embrace the medium. But I'm not doing T-shirts per se. I mean, there are loads on Redbubble. You can get them all on Redbubble. So that's quite nice to know, isn't it? And they're quite budget. I don't make very much money on those at all. But I will be, sort of going for the upper end, high end for the limited editions. So they're going to be on Saatchi. So, satisfying both arms, really. But I really like these new designs on mugs and stuff. Mugs and shower curtains. I mean, they look fabulous. So go and have a look. If you go to my blog, iServalan.com and tellteleclub.com, they're all on there. So you can be nosy, guys. You don't have to buy anything. Just be nosy and think, oh, how does she do that? Well, I've told you how to do it. I've absolutely, fessed up to how it's all done. And yeah, I'm loving it, totally. So, bit of a rest, but I've got a new single and I want to work on it. So I'm going to have a musical evening tonight. So do stuff in the day, get all the stuff caught up with, so hang up the laundry, cleaner's day off, as it were, and it's got to be done because I've run out of clothes. I've run out of lounge suits. I like to roam around the house in comfortable clubber, and I change every day, obviously, because I'm, clean, healthy and wise, but also because of the cat. The cat fur gets everywhere. And I can't stand it, so everything is, only lasts a day. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. Cardigans, jumpers, it's one day in, one day on, one day out, one day washed. And once I've run out, after about a week or 10 days, I think, right, they must all be in the laundry. Go to the laundry and it's like overflowing. Ah, right, better do some laundry then. So yeah, I'm in the laundry zone today. I don't mind it. I quite like laundry. So yes, doing all that. Tonight, a bit more musical. So I may do a little podcast later, I don't know. But I'm going to go and find us a lovely story and just upload the whole book today. So that's good news, isn't it? I'm not piddling about with the individual chapters per day or per week now. I'm, for the next couple of weeks, when I know that I can, I've got a bit of that time in the morning. So I do my drawing first thing. My drawing was done and up by 9. I was really pleased. And then an hour or two working with the podcasts, really finding some lovely books for us and putting those up there for Telltale Club Publishing. The publishing side of my business is a really important part of it. And again, there are things to look at next month, music scores. I really need to do the music scores properly because the software wasn't particularly good for me. But there are, you can, if you try harder, it's all about trying harder, guys. It's all about, it's a pain in the proverbial, but, if you don't really try it, you're not, these things don't happen just like that, click of your fingers. It's easy to assume that with all this software that we've got and all the tech that we've got, you don't have to be very skilled at anything. It's just not true. If you want to make good stuff, if you want to make exciting stuff, you've got to know your shit. And that's something that I've learned in the last sort of year. I did a lot of stuff that was wham bam, thank you ma'am, but it wasn't good, and it wasn't particularly thought out, well prepared, well executed. We're all like that when we first start a skill. We all think, oh my God, I'm amazing. God, I'm an amazing artist. Wow. And then when you look back a year later, it's true with music as well. You look back a year later and you think, oh, how embarrassing. I need to get that down. It needs to be eradicated from the internet. But I filmed everything. I filmed every learning curve. Because in the unlearned, there are hidden gems. But of course, the public won't find them. You'll find them 20 years later. You'll think, God, I was really free then when I did that. But the public won't find them. The public want a ready meal. They want it all prepared and beautiful. And I realised with cooking this week, you have to be beautiful to seduce the people with food. I don't mean your face. I mean your plate. I don't know how I'm going to... Do you know what? I do know how I'm going to do it, because what I thought was I could do a whole series just on display, how to make beautiful food like an artist, And I thought that would be really interesting. And I'm not talking about cutting up food here. I'm talking about drawing pictures with food. Yeah? Fun, huh? Really fun. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing all sorts of wonderful things at Freak's Kitchen. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get on with it, because the laundry will be stagnating in the washing machine if I don't. Au revoir, lots of love. Speak to you later.